Hey guys, so I promised you more DIYs for Halloween, so Vlogoween is continuing. So we are going to make some wands today. This is probably one of my favorites that I've done so far. Pretty cool, huh? So materials that you're gonna need are various paints of your choice, whatever color you want your wand to be. You can mix it or not. I used some glitter on one of mine. This is just some clear, and I've got some blue and some purple. Beads, if you would like to decorate your wand with some beads. I put some on the top and some around the center. If you want to know how to do the little balls here in the middle, you'll need some seed beads for that, or some very, very small beads. Paintbrushes, glue gun. Be careful. I highly recommend a low temp glue gun for this, because when we're doing the handles of the wands, and especially the little circles down the length of the wand, it's easier with a low temp glue, and you're less likely to burn yourself. Also, you're gonna need a lot of extra glue sticks, and one glue stick that you can cut in half, and I'll explain that in a minute. These things kind of take a lot of glue, the handle part. The rest of it is up to you, what you want to do with it. You need a chopstick. So this one just happened to come from a restaurant. One of those little packages, you know, when you get takeout or whatever, and they stick some in the bag for you. I just happened to save these because I knew I was going to be doing one, so I started saving my chopsticks for this purpose. So let's get started. Now, this is not very hard to do, but it is very time consuming. So I would say if you've got 5 minutes, this is not going to work in just 5 minutes. You're gonna need more time than that. So I'm gonna start by just, not at the very top, but I'm gonna a little bit down, and I'm gonna start by just putting a circle of glue, and I'm pulling the trigger on my glue gun very gently, because if I get too much glue, it's gonna start running. So just a tiny amount. We're gonna let that cool, and then we just start building on that. Now once you get that initial ring on, you can put on a little bit bigger rings and then hold it upside down. This is going to give you a very kind of organic look and not just concentric rings all the way up. And see, I already need a new glue stick because mine was almost completely empty. So we're going to do that all the way to the end of the chopstick. So we've cooled down just a little bit. And now that I have built it all the way up to the end, I'm going to start building circles around the glue that I've already built to make it larger around. And I'm going to do that the same way as I did the first circles. That it is getting wider than the actual stick. So we're going to do this all the way to the end, and I will need to back up once mine is wide enough. So you make yours as wide as you think it needs to be. Once it has cooled again and you have it wider than the stick, we're going to go ahead and put some glue on the very end of the stick, and we're going to take that half of a glue stick that we cut in half, and we're gonna glue that to the end. Now this has to go very slowly because the hot glue is gonna affect this glue stick. It's another reason why I recommend the low temp, because if you get a higher temp glue gun, this glue stick will melt somewhat and it won't go as smoothly. So we're going to put some glue on the end of this. Got strings. And then I'm just going to stick this on the end here, and I'm going to hold it in place, and I'm going to try to hold it as straight as possible to let that glue dry. Once you're sure that's in place and it's cooled down somewhat, you're going to again take your hot glue gun and you're going to start making the circles that we made here all the way up the glue stick. So what we're doing is just extending our handle. So let's go ahead and start with that. And again, I'm going to hold it upside down while the glue is drying. This is not going to be perfectly flat or straight. It's going to have lumps and bumps and drips. I kind of like that though, because for me, this is magic, right? So it almost screams organic. Nothing in nature is perfect, so I like that these are not perfectly round. To me, it's part of the charm. So we're gonna do that all the way up the glue stick handle, making sure that the entire handle is covered in glue. So I'll go around it one more time for you guys. I'm gonna finish this off camera, you finish yours, and then I'll meet back up with you once I have all my glue on and cooled, and we will put on the top bead if you are wanting to put on a bead. I have completed mine and it's mostly cool now, and I still didn't like how thin it was, so I actually went back to the bottom and did one more layer of glue around to make it thicker all the way to the top. And now I'm ready to put my bead on, and I've chosen this sparkly brown bead because I want to paint my wand brown. So I'm just going to take my glue and I'm going to put some glue on the very top, and I'm just going to stick it on the top. And then make sure that it's not crooked, and then I'm just gonna hold it in place. Now, in order to give it a better hold, I'm going to go around the base of the bead to secure it more firmly to the handle, and I'm gonna do this a few times, letting each time cool down before I start the next one. I need another glue stick. Ah, these things take so many glue sticks. My supply has greatly dwindled. So make sure you have a lot of glue sticks before starting this. And if you're using your mother's craft supplies, you make sure to ask her so she doesn't thump you on the head. So I'm gonna just finish securing my bead, and then I'll meet back up with you for the next round of beads. We are mostly cool enough to move on down to put on the bead ball. So you can see how far up I put the glue, so only the top of the bead sticking out. Now, you don't have to put that much glue on yours. Like I said, this is your wand. Everybody has a different wand, so make it your own. So to do the little bead ball in the middle, you're gonna take your glue gun again, and just like last time, you're gonna do a circle. You wanna decide where you wanna put it, and then you're gonna put a circle of glue just like you did last time. And I want mine pretty close to the handle. And again, it's the waiting game. So there's my circle of glue, and I'm gonna wait for that to cool down, and then I'm going to build on that little circle until I get it the size that I want. Now remember, the bigger your circle, the wider your circle, the bigger your bead ball will be. So If you want a small one, do a very tiny circle. If you want a larger one, do a bigger circle. And we wait. So keep repeating that until you get your ring the size that you want it. Now remember, when you put the beads on it, it's going to also make your ball bigger. So keep that in mind when you are judging the size. So I'm gonna finish this off camera and then I'll come back before I put the beads on and show you how to do that. So I've got my little ring of glue around the length of the thing, and this is gonna be it's gonna be a decent sized ball on here. So the next thing I want to do is take my seed beads, my tiny beads, and it doesn't matter what color these are because you're gonna paint over them anyway. And I'm gonna put a tiny dab of glue on that ring, and then I'm gonna take some beads and I'm gonna sprinkle it over the glue. And very, very carefully push them into the glue. Now remember, this is hot glue. Well, low temperature hot glue, but it's still hot enough to burn you. So again, if you are younger, please get someone to help with this. Do not burn yourself. Do not burn yourself if you are older. I've burned myself plenty of times. It hurts. You want to do this all the way around, just a dab at a time. Have the beads all the way around, you can kind of see the top is in the bottom of the circle is still just glue. So we're going to do the same thing around the top. I'm just going to put it here, just again a dab at a time. I'm going to sprinkle some beads and put them into place, and I'm going to do that on the top and the bottom. This will give you more of the ball shape. Once I have all of that done, I'm going to go back through and look and see if there's any holes. Like there's one, I don't know if you guys can see it right there, and I'm just going to try to glue some beads over those holes. So I'm going to finish this up off camera, and I have my little bead ball done, and now I'm just going to take my glue gun, and starting at the bead ball, I'm just going to make some squiggly lines running down the length. Again, pull the trigger gently. I've already got a drip going. That's okay, I can turn it and it won't drip all the way off. I don't know if you guys can see that. So we can say, oh, that's the magic traveling down our magic wand. Let's do one more together and then I'll complete it off camera. So just gently pulling the trigger, wiggling the glue back and forth. You can do different designs with this. For example, with this one, I did just circles all the way down, rings with no beads. You can do swirls, as you can see in the black and silver here. So again, make this your own. Do what you like. I'm just going to do some squigglies for this one. Finish your squigglies or circles or spirals, whatever you want to do, and meet back up with me. Okay, so I finished the decoration on mine all the way down to the end, and it is cool enough to paint. And I'm going to start by painting the handle, and I'm going to paint all the way up to the bead. But I'm not going to paint my bead. Whether or not you want to paint your bead is up to you. So I've just got some metallic brown Craftsmart paint, and then I'm going to take, not my biggest brush, but a flathead brush. And again, I'm just going to start near that bead where the glue is, and I'm going to get just on the glue and down. All the way down, I'm going to paint gonna paint over the glue and the length of the wand as well, all the way down to the end, and then I'll let it dry. And once it is dry, I'll probably do a second coat. And while I'm doing that and this is drying, we're gonna charge the battery on the camera because it is running low again. I definitely either need to get a new camera or get a new battery, a backup battery. This camera's pretty old though. I've had it 6 or 7 years, so the battery just now starting to die fast. That's pretty good, having had it so long. Okay, so I'm gonna stop blabbing. I'm gonna keep painting. I'm gonna charge the camera. I'm gonna meet back up with you after 2 coats of paint. So we are all charged up. We have coated the wand with 2 coats. And I am just going to be putting some of these little flower beads, they look like flowers to me, around the top jewel. So I'm just gonna glue mine, got more strings, near the top in a circle. I really, really like the way that turned out. I think that looks really, really cool. So that's it for today's tutorial. Like I said, make these your own. And if you do make one, please leave me a picture in the comments, or a comment, or a picture on Facebook. So at facebook.com/shiveringshimmy. Also, I am Shivering Shimmy on Twitter and Instagram. Please like and subscribe for more videos and to become a part of my circle of international friends and family. And I look forward to seeing your wands. And definitely send me a picture if you use this for a costume, since Halloween's coming up, and that would be awesome. Well, see you next time, guys. Bye.